Okay, I'm going to let this one run for a minute. This one says start of race 48.
That individual who knows this racing has made. Here's Jack. Thanks a lot, team. Here's a fact that's sure to interest you if you're in the garage or auto repair business. Mr. Charles W. Young, the founder of the Eagle Machine Company, was absolutely a pioneer in the designing of machinery for the rebuilding of auto engines. Included among the machinery developed by Mr. Young are machines for boring and aligning rods on the first to be used in the automotive business and still in use today. It stands to reason that whatever service you may require of the Eagle Machine Company, you'll get real automotive know-how. The General Machine Shop manufactures multiple cylinder reboring machines, which engine rebuilding plant rebuilds 100 to 150 engines of all sizes and types every month. And of course, the Eagle Machine Company serves as distributor for automotive parts as well, including perfect circle piston rings and other top quality lines. Call upon the Eagle Machine Company, 635 East Market Street, for the service and the parts that you need. You can really depend on them. Now the cars are coming a little bit more steadily back to their proper positions at the starting line. There's that little number 91 out of Greenville, Ohio, being entered by Johnny Eddington, which qualified at the amazing speed of better than 128 miles an hour with the smallest non-supercharged engine in the race, which had a fellow, well, whose whole history and background had hard luck attached to it, who had come here in races in 1940 and 1941 and was thinking about Lee Wallace of Schenectady, New York, whose family is by trailer camp close on to New Brunswick, New Jersey today in the east. And this fellow Lee, who had broken bones in dirt track races prior to coming to the speedway, only because he wanted to pick up a little extra change between the start of the race and qualification, never did get to race, finally made his driver's test a couple of days before the qualification. The car arrived here one day before the final day of qualification, and he went out and set ablaze this brick and asphalt oval of 2.5 miles. Never before in the history of speedway racing have things happened in such terrific sequence as they occurred this year. Never before have these smaller fellows, the unknowns, done such a remarkable job. Never before in the history of the race have 33 cars averaged overall 125 miles an hour in qualification speed. We see the two Bill Scheffler cars being wheeled down there. And we see the car, well, we see the car that created one of the biggest rhubarbs of all qualifications, the number 51 Curtis Craft, which Spider Webb qualified after the 6 o'clock deadline last Saturday. Now, this past quarter-hour exciting event was brought to you direct from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where the world's greatest speedway classic, the 500-mile race, is being run. This program has been presented by the Eagle Machine Company, distributor of perfect circle piston rings and other quality automotive parts in the Indianapolis area. You're listening to WIBC Indianapolis, the station that will bring you exclusive race coverage all day today. Now from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, we continue with further highlights from the Indianapolis 500-mile race, brought to you at this time by the Central Motor Parts Company, distributor of perfect circle piston rings and other quality automotive parts in the Indianapolis area. And here once again, your host, Gene Kelly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the benefit of those of you who are going to follow the race locally as well as nationally this afternoon, we'd like to inform you that along with the regular network feeds of the Perfect Circle Piston Company over the Mutual Broadcasting System, Eagle and Central will bring you local coverage as well. So that those of you in our listening area surrounding Marion County and the city of Indianapolis, for far out as our Water Beach this afternoon on the frequency of 1070 kilocycles, here is the starting lineup for you. We shall repeat the starting lineup after 10:45 when we join the facilities of the Mutual Broadcasting System. Are you ready with pencil and paper so that you too, listening at home, as you would on a baseball game, a football game, a basketball game, can keep your own score? Here we go. Get it to your doctor of motors, your own favorite mechanic. And now, to bring you the thrilling start of this year's Indianapolis Speedway Classic, here is Mutual's ace sports commentator, Bill Slater.
Thank you, Gene Kelly. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Indianapolis, the Memorial Day sports capital of the world. Since sunup this morning, a tremendous throng, always the largest annual sports crowd of the year here in the United States. This tremendous throng since sunup has been pouring into this speedway here at Indianapolis, Indiana. It's a crowd that has been magnificently handled, thanks to members of the United States Army with walkie-talkies, Indiana State Guard policemen, Indiana State policemen here, and traffic policemen overhead in airplanes directing the traffic as it has come in here. Mutual with Perfect Circle is reporting this race to you today from every possible vantage point around the tremendous 2.5-mile oval here at Indianapolis. We have men at the starting line in the pits. Gene Kelly is up here in the pagoda with me. We have men at the south turn, men at the north turn, and I think we'll be able to pick up everything that happens here today. The weather is splendid. It's cool. We do not have that Midwestern heat. It's cool. The bugs have been controlled by a fog of insecticide. And I am reminded that this is the 20th anniversary of the first broadcast of the Memorial Day Speedway Classic here at Indianapolis. Graham McNamee did it back in 1928. These men, who will start in these 33 qualified cars, and they'll be starting in just a few moments now, will be competing for a total of $150,000 in prize money and many other awards. To the winner will go approximately $40,000. He'll get the pace car, the Chevrolet that's going to pace the field today. He'll get a diamond and gold ring. He'll get a bicycle. And then, of course, there will be the lap prizes, $100 to a man who leads for every lap he leads. But, of course, above and beyond all of these monetary and material things that are a part of the prizes here at Indianapolis is the glory of being the winner of the 500 mile at Indianapolis. There's only one previous winner entered in this field of 33 today. That's Maury Rose, who won last year. But there are several who have been very close. Bill Holland, Ted Horn, Rex Mays, to mention just a few of them. Now, the situation right now is that the University of Purdue band is marching off of the straightaway just before us down here. The American Legion band has been here. We've had beautiful festivities and ceremonies. Everything is adorned in red, white, and blue bunting. It's an absolutely perfect day for a great classic. Now, the cars, as I told you, this has been a field of 80 entered in here, and only 33 have qualified at the highest qualifying time in the history of the Indianapolis track, which should indicate the fastest race of all time and a possible breaking of the record set by Floyd Roberts of 117 and 2/10 miles per hour. Now, to line up the cars for you and the rows in which they will enter this Indianapolis Speedway race here today is Gene Kelly. Gene, will you give us the lineup, please?
Fans, if you'd like to keep... It's a Dove Gray Cabriolet, and it's going to be driven by one of the greatest race drivers of all time, Wilbur Shaw, the boss man of the Indianapolis track now. I see that Barry Lake, our man to cover the starting line in the pits, is down there by the pace car with Wilbur Shaw now. So let's switch down to Barry Lake. Barry?
Absolutely, Bill. It's a veteran of the track, now president of the Speedway Corporation, Wilbur Shaw. Wilbur, I know it's old stuff for you to set the pace out here, but how does it feel to be...
Well, it's a new experience for me. Frankly, I'd rather be back there in the front row waiting for this car to get out of my way.
I can see now what you mean, but after all, you're entitled to play it safe from now on.
Safe? I'd rather ride out there on the raceway than on this highway. These boys know that there's what they're doing, and their cars are made of the finest parts in the world.
And speaking of parts, Perfect Circle is sponsoring this broadcast, as you know. What piston rings did you use to come home the winner?
Why, Perfect Circles, of course.
Thank you, Wilbur Shaw. And now here's another gentleman I'd like to introduce to our listeners. A man who's been riding with Wilbur Shaw in the pace car. It's Mr. T.H. Keating, General Sales Manager of the Chevrolet Division of General Motors. And I'd like to ask you, sir, how you feel about this flying start you're about to make.
It's a real thrill. I wish that our general manager, Mr. Clickers, Drysdale, were here to enjoy it with me.
Aren't you nervous at all?
Why should I be nervous? With the best driver and the best car on the track? That's a combination that's pretty hard to beat.
With Perfect Circle?
Could be. Perfect Circle has been one of Chevrolet's piston ring suppliers since 1911. And that's a record that's pretty hard for any company to equal.
Well, thank you, Mr. Keating. And now, if that's fine, ready as these flags will complete a Perfect Circle, taking you back to the pagoda.
Now to Jimmy Melton singing Back Home Again in Indiana.
All right. Look on this.
And the talk around the track is that Rex is going to try to hit a very, very hard pace and will probably take the lead at the first if he possibly can. This is the fourth time that Rex Mays has been in the pole position. He's never won the 500 here at Indianapolis yet. As a matter of fact, there are only 4 men in the history of the track who have won the Indianapolis 500 mile from that pole position. Now Mays is in his car, and Wilbur Shaw is in the pace car with Jim Keating. And in just a second, to the accompaniment of the roar of those motors down there and the bomb in the background, the pace lap will begin. This is what happens. Wilbur Shaw will drive the pace car once around the track, leading these men in their appointed rows. And then, after he comes by here, will be a flying start. Wilbur will pull off on the apron, and the race will be underway. Now, Shaw has started down the straightaway, over the starting line. Maury Rose's car is a little out of hand, and it's out in front of the pace car now. It'll have to come back. Bill Holland is keeping right on the tail of Maury Rose. That's from last year. There's Rex Mays. They're going down now. All of them underway so far. A little bit of trouble over here from Charlie Van Acker, but they're moving into the south turn down there. This is the pace lap. The race has not officially started yet. There goes Tony Bettenhausen moving down there. Now they're moving in. There's Joey Chitwood. There goes Les Anderson. Down here comes Chet Miller in that Mercedes. And now they're moving into the south lap. And let's pick up Sid Collins down there on the pace lap on the south turn. Sid?
All right, Bill Slater, and now here on the south turn, we're getting our first glimpse of the big 1948 show. And this is a colorful and strictly entertaining sport. Like soldiers in precision marching in dutiful order behind the pacemaker with Speedway President Wilbur Shaw come the 33 proud racers, proudly bearing all manner of color, combinations, and numbers. Like a rainbow of color, they roar past our broadcasting booth. The illusion is such that we might reach forward and down with one foot and step on one of these cars as though it were a large quivering beetle, because they are quivering and straining to hit full speed to get out of formation. But the next time around, they'll be fighting for the lead in a crack of the juicy lap prizes and prestige of heading the surging pack. And now the pace car has undoubtedly gone into the middle of the backstretch and is nearing the far north turn, where Jim Shelton is waiting to pick up the entire procession. Take it, Jim.
All right, Sid, this is the lap when the drivers again get the feel of the powerful monsters that they hope will take them 500 miles, or 502.5 miles if you count the pace lap. As you have just heard, all cars must maintain position during this lap. In addition to having a way of getting these cars away to a fair start, this pace lap also warms up the engine, blows out the excessive gases, and gives all spectators a preview of what will happen when they really get up to high speed. As the cars pass up here, and I imagine that you can hear them right now, that three-time winner, Wilbur Shaw, flashes a great big smile from the Chevrolet pace car as the racers following speeds off just a bit to even position. The pace car engines the northwest turn at what we imagine 75 to 80 miles an hour. Back to the pagoda.
Now the pace car is coming into the straightaway. They'll flash across the starting line here. Shaw will pull his Chevrolet out of the way, and the race will be underway. All cars got off. The last to get away was Freddie Aggravations, but he was only delayed about 20 seconds, and he's with the field now. And the field of 33, the fastest cars that have ever run at Indianapolis, is approaching the starting line. Here they come, and there's that front line. The race is on. The race is on. Rex Mays is in the lead, then Holland, then Maury Rose. And then they're all bunched. Now they go into that very important first south turn down there. There's a tremendous throng. They're jamming, and as they go into the south turn, pick them up, Sid Collins.
Here he comes in his white car. Number 5, Rex Mays. Number 2, number 3, number 161 and 74. That was Rex Mays, Bill Holland, Maury Rose, Jimmy Jackson, Ed Horn, and Doc Williams. In that particular order, as they come around the south turn, where driver's skill is exercised more probably than anywhere else in the track. We'll be watching throughout the afternoon to see exactly how these men and their precious mouths go around these turns. They're now streaming up the back stretch, the asphalt where they gain speed. They're heading close to the northeast turn at this time, where life and death are weighed in the balance of how expertly the drivers execute these turns. Take it, Jim.
All right, Sid, here they come right now. And it is in the lead with Bill Holland, second, Maury Rose, third. They're into the stretch now. Let's go to the pagoda.
Now here they're heading into the home stretch for the first lap of this 500-mile race. 200 laps of 2.5 miles each around this tremendous speedway. Brick and asphalt it is. Now here they come across the starting line, and it's Rex Mays of California. Second is Bill Holland. Third is Maury Rose. Fourth is Ted Horn. There's Joey Chitwood coming by there. There goes Doc Williams. There goes Duke Nayland. They all go by. They head into the south turn now on the second lap around. Let's pick them up again, Sid Collins, on the second lap around.
It was Rex Mays first, Bill Holland second, Maury Rose third, Ted Horn fourth, Jimmy Jackson fifth. There goes Doc Williams. He comes behind Bill Cantrell. Number 4.
Charles Van Acker. And now at the back of the pack, numbers 31, 33, and 51. And those boys were Johnny Morrow, Spider Webb, and Bill Scheffler. Now they're streaming up the backstretch once again on the asphalt, picking up the greatest speed they'll get at any time around this entire oval, and it's probably time for Jim Shelton to pick up the first car. Jimmy?
And it is Bill. Bill Ratman from California, Rex Payne. Bill Holland is still second. Maury Rose is still third. They're into the home stretch once again. Here is
Harry McQuinn of Indianapolis went into the pit at the end of the first lap. Here's Rex Mays going by, leading at the start of the second lap, followed by Bill Holland, Maury Rose, Ted Horn coming in there. Right back of him, number 36 moving down the line there. That's Bill Cantrell. And now they're commencing to spread out, get in their position. There goes Tony Bettenhausen, there goes Doc Williams, there goes Joey Chidwood. And they're roaring by. And this 200-lap grind here at Indianapolis has got itself well underway. And that's the way it'll go, ladies and gentlemen, for about the next 4 hours. They're moving around the track now. As we told you, the leader at the end of these first 2 laps was Rex Mays, the heavy-footed, good-looking guy from California. And right behind him, Bill Holland of Bridgeport, Connecticut, lives in Reading now. And then back of him, Maury Rose, who has won 2 times here at Indianapolis, once in relief and once on his own last year. And he's the only winner of a previous Indianapolis race that's racing here at Indianapolis today. Now here they come around at the end of the next lap. And leaning out, looking down the straightaway, it's Rex Mays, good-looking guy in a good-looking car, starting on the pole position today for the 4th time on the pole position. Here's Mays coming down, flashing across the finish line again. He's still out in front. Still is Bill Holland. Still is Maury Rose. Still is Ted Horn. Back of them is Jimmy Jackson. Beautiful car he's driving. Then back of them again is Bill Cantrell. That's how they stand right now. They'll continue to grind and move around here. And now let's pick up some dope here from Gene Kelly. Gene?
Harry was the first car into the pit, but it's back in the race again. The time for the first lap was 1:13.07, approximately 124 miles an hour.